Little did I know, this night held more than just the promise of a good catch. The moonlight danced on the water, casting an ethereal glow that hinted at secrets hidden beneath the surface. It held the promise of an encounter that would forever etch itself upon my memory. As I sat in my small boat, the world around me seemed to fade away, leaving only the lake, the stars, and the quiet anticipation of the unknown. The gentle lapping of water against the hull of my small boat was the only sound that dared to break the silence. Each wave was a reminder of the lake's timeless presence, a constant in a world of change. Each ripple seemed to spread outwards, carrying with it the faint scent of pine needles and damp earth. The forest, with its towering pines, stood as silent guardians, watching over the lake and its secrets. This was a place where time seemed to slow, where the modern world, with all its clamour and chaos, felt a million miles away. Here, in the heart of nature, I found a sanctuary, a place where I could reconnect with the primal rhythms of the earth. It was a place where stories, whispered around crackling fires, took on a life of their own. The tales of old, passed down through generations, seemed to come alive in the flickering light, weaving a tapestry of history and legend that bound us to this ancient land. As I sat by the fire, I couldn't help but jot down my thoughts and sketches in my journal. Each page became a testament to the night's magic, capturing the essence of the lake and the stories it held. As dawn approached, the first light of day began to break, casting a golden hue over the lake. The mist rose from the water, creating a dreamlike scene that felt almost otherworldly. It was a reminder that even the most serene nights must give way to the promise of a new day. I took a deep breath, feeling a profound sense of peace wash over me. This night, cast upon the water, had given me more than just a moment of tranquility. It had gifted me with memories that would last a lifetime, a reminder of the beauty and mystery that the world still holds. Local folklore was rich with tales of the unexplained, whispered from generation to generation. Stories of strange lights dancing amidst the trees, of disembodied voices carried on the wind. And then there were the whispers of the black cats. Not your common house cat, mind you, but creatures of immense size and unsettling presence. Their appearances were often seen as harbingers of change, of fortune or misfortune, depending on the tale. These stories had always held a certain allure, a thrilling blend of fear and fascination. Yet, like most tales spun around campfires, they remained just that. Stories. Until that night, that is. That night, the line between folklore and reality blurred, leaving me with a chilling tale of my own. The night wore on, the silence punctuated only by the occasional splash of a fish breaking the surface. The moon hung high in the sky, casting a silvery glow over the tranquil waters. The gentle lapping of the waves against the boat was almost hypnotic, a soothing rhythm that lulled me into a state of peaceful contemplation. I had settled into a comfortable rhythm, my thoughts drifting aimlessly along with the current. The stillness of the night was a welcome respite from the chaos of the day, a chance to lose myself in the serenity of nature. The stars twinkled above, their reflections dancing on the surface of the lake, creating a mesmerizing display of light and shadow. It was then that I first heard it, a low scratching sound, out of place and unsettling in the stillness of the night. It was faint at first, almost imperceptible, but it sent a shiver down my spine. I strained my ears, trying to pinpoint the source of the noise, but it seemed to come from all around me, echoing through the darkness. At first I dismissed it as a branch scraping against the side of my boat. The lake was surrounded by dense forest, and it wasn't uncommon for branches to drift into the water. But as the sound persisted, growing louder and more insistent, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. But the sound persisted, growing louder, more insistent. It was no longer just a background noise, it demanded my attention, pulling me out of my reverie. My heart began to race, and I felt a knot of unease form in the pit of my stomach. What could be causing such a noise in the dead of night? Curiosity piqued. I turned my gaze towards the source of the disturbance. My eyes scanned the shoreline, searching for any sign of movement. The forest was a tangle of shadows, the trees standing like silent sentinels under the moonlight. I squinted, trying to make out any details in the darkness. There, on the shore, bathed in the pale light of the moon, stood a towering pine. Its branches swayed gently in the breeze, casting eerie shadows on the ground. The tree seemed to loom larger than life, its presence both majestic and foreboding. I felt a chill run down my spine as I stared at it, unable to look away. And there, etched into its bark, were deep, fresh gashes. The marks were unmistakable, a clear sign that something had been here recently. The gashes were long and jagged, cutting deep into the wood. They glistened in the moonlight, a stark contrast to the dark bark of the tree. Something had been sharpening its claws, and judging by the height and depth of the marks, it was no ordinary creature. The realization sent a wave of fear through me. What kind of animal could leave such marks? I reached out to touch the gashes, feeling the rough edges under my fingertips. Whatever had made these marks was powerful, and it was still out there, somewhere in the darkness. The night no longer felt serene. It was filled with an ominous tension, a sense of impending danger that hung heavy in the air. A shiver ran down my spine, a primal instinct warning of danger. My eyes, now wide with apprehension, scanned the undergrowth, desperately searching for the source of the disturbance. And then I saw it. Emerging from the shadows, its sleek black coat blending seamlessly with the darkness, was a cat. But this was no ordinary feline. This creature was immense, easily twice the size of any domestic cat I had ever encountered. Its eyes, burning like twin embers in the night, locked onto mine, sending a jolt of fear through my very core. For a moment, time seemed to stand still. The world around me faded away, leaving only the creature and I locked in an unspoken standoff. The creature took a slow, deliberate step towards the water's edge, its gaze never leaving mine. And that's when I noticed it, a peculiar scent wafting on the night air. It was a strange, almost incongruous smell in this wild setting, the unmistakable aroma of popcorn. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Popcorn? What does popcorn have to do with a mysterious black cat in the middle of the night? Well, it was a detail I couldn't quite shake. Later, I would learn that big cats, particularly those in captivity, often develop a peculiar fondness for the snack. Could this be more than just a coincidence? Was this creature somehow connected to the world beyond our own? Years passed, the memory of that night fading to a chilling anecdote shared around campfires. It became one of those stories you tell to spook your friends, a tale that grows with each retelling, gaining new details and embellishments. But for me, it was more than just a story. It was a haunting memory that lingered in the back of my mind, a shadow that never quite left, of my own. Yet the encounter had left its mark. I never returned to Chinal Lake at night, the image of those burning eyes forever etched in my mind. Every time I closed my eyes, I could see them, glowing in the darkness, watching me. It was a fear that I couldn't shake no matter how much time passed. Then in the summer of 2011, it happened again. I was camping with friends, this time miles away from Chinal Lake in a different part of the country. We had chosen a secluded spot in the woods, far from any towns or cities, hoping to escape the hustle and bustle of everyday life. The air was crisp, the sky clear, and the stars seemed to shine brighter than ever. As we sat around the crackling fire, sharing stories and laughter, a movement at the edge of the woods caught my eye. At first I thought it was just my imagination, a trick of the light or a shadow cast by the flickering flames. But then I saw it again, a dark shape moving silently through the trees. And there it was again, the black cat. It was unmistakable. My heart raced as I watched it, my mind racing with memories of that night at Chinal Lake. It moved with the same eerie grace, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. Larger than life, its sleek black coat shimmering under the moonlight. It seemed almost ethereal, like a creature from another world. I couldn't take my eyes off it, mesmerized by its presence. The same piercing yellow eyes bored into me, sending shivers down my spine. It was as if it could see into my very soul, reading my thoughts and fears. I felt a chill run through me, a sense of dread that I couldn't explain. This was no ordinary cat. It was something much more, something that defied explanation. My friends, skeptical at first, fell silent as they witnessed the creature firsthand. It lingered at the edge of the light for what felt like an eternity, its gaze fixed solely on me. Then, as quickly as it had appeared, it melted back into the shadows, leaving us in stunned silence. I haven't seen the black cat since that night, but the encounters have left an indelible mark on me. They serve as a constant reminder that there are still mysteries in this world that defy explanation. Mysteries that lurk just beyond the veil of our understanding, waiting to be revealed in the most unexpected of ways. The black cat of Sheenal hunting remains an enigma, a captivating puzzle that continues to haunt my thoughts to this very day.